Hi students, Assalamualaikum and greetings. So welcome to the third chapter of our MKT243, and in this chapter we're going to learn about consumer decision making. So I divided this video into two parts. Okay, later on you will see there's another video for chapter 3, where in this first video I'm going to cover from the first until the fourth learning objective, okay, which is the first one on understanding what is CB. CB is actually consumer behavior, yeah. And then we're going to look at the definition is what is consumer buying behavior. The third one will be consumer decision making process. We're going to learn about the process of the consumer decision making. And lastly, in this first video, I'm going to cover on the types of consumer buying decision. And later on in the second part of this chapter, in this video, in the later video, all right, I'm going to cover on the factors influencing consumer buying decision. Okay. So let's get started. Now, first thing first, we're going to understand first what are the importance of understanding consumer behavior. So why do we learn this chapter, and why do we need to know what and how do consumer behave? So firstly, so that we are able to create a proper marketing mix as their preferences are constantly changing. So as you know, people, when they buy things, today they feel like buying A, for example, and then tomorrow they don't want to buy A anymore, they want to buy something else. So we want to understand why they behave in that manner so that we are able to create a proper marketing mix for them. Do you still remember what are your marketing mix? I hope you do. The marketing mix are your 4 P's. Okay. Secondly, to analyze the factors that influence their purchase decision and product use. Okay, as you know that people keep on changing their preferences. Now you want to understand and also analyze what makes them choose that particular product. Okay, what makes them think or behave in the way that they will actually purchase some product but not the others. They will use one particular product but not the other product. All right. And lastly, to ensure the successfulness of the product or the service that we actually sell in the market. Okay. So let's look at what is actually consumer buying behavior. So consumer buying behavior is actually the buying behavior of final consumers. Okay. That means these are the individuals and also households who actually buy the goods and also the services for their personal consumption, or it is for household consumption. That means when they buy things, it is for themselves or at least for the family members in the same house. Okay, it is not about buying things for you to sell or buying things for you to use it in your business. That one will be businesses buying behavior that we will not cover in this syllabus, right? Okay, this is very, very important. Consumer decision making process. So the consumer decision making process is actually a step-by-step method used by consumers when buying goods or services. Basically, you actually go through this particular process when you buy your things. All right. So it starts with the need recognition, and then information search is the second step. Third step is evaluation of alternatives. Fourth, purchase decision, and the last step is post-purchase behavior. Let's first look at the need recognition. Now, every consumer, when they start to buy things, right, it will first start with the need recognition, which occurs when the buyer recognizes there's a problem or there's need triggered by either internal stimuli or external stimuli. While internal stimuli are from person's normal need, like for example, feeling hunger or thirst, that is actually from your biological needs, okay? The internal stimuli from your own body. Let's say you feel headache. And if you feel headache, what do you think you need to have? So that is when you have the need recognition as the first step. So when you feeling headache, you feel like, oh, okay, I need to eat Panadol, or I need to go to the doctor and get myself a medical check-up, okay? Those are actually internal needs or internal stimuli. Another one is that you feel that feeling thirsty. Okay, how do you know you are thirsty, or how do you know you are hungry? Okay, it's in your internal body reaction. Okay, there is the internal stimuli. While external stimuli stem from the sources outside oneself. Okay, where the external stimuli are actually captured through your 5 senses. Okay, what are your 5 senses? I think you should know, yeah. It's your sight from your eyes, yeah. You can see things. There is sights. Then you can smell from your nose. So there is also another external stimuli that can be captured by your nose, which is the smell. Next is the hearing. Okay, you can hear things. Or an advertisement you hear in the radio, or you taste something from using your tongue, right? Not, or you touch something using your skin or your finger. All right. Normally you touch using your skin lah, but also sometimes you use your legs, okay, just to feel something that is touching. All right, so that is the external stimuli. When you see, okay, it is from your eyes, the advertisement on television, for example, okay, it captures the eye's attention because of the design of the package or the color of the car. A cologne worn by a stranger, then you feel like, it smells so good, okay? Or if you pass by KFC, for example, you don't even know it is KFC because you don't look at the KFC signboard, but you just pass by walking, okay? And then suddenly you smell the aroma of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So that is actually the smell senses, okay, from the external stimuli. Now, from this internal or external stimuli, right, the marketers or the marketing manager objective is actually to get consumers to recognize, okay, this imbalance between their present status and their preferred status or state, okay, using some advertising and also promotion to provide the stimulus, especially the external stimulus. All right. You can do survey on buyer preferences to know their wants and also needs to tailor the products and also the services. So basically, first thing first, you need to understand in the consumer decision making process, first step is need recognition, because before you start to buy things, you will recognize there is this imbalance whereby you feel you need something. Okay, there is the need recognized by yourself. Secondly, is the information search. After you have recognized there is a need for you to buy things, all right, the information search is whereby you are starting to look for information about the product that you might want to buy. So the sources of information could be personal, commercial, public, and also experiential sources. Personal sources could be from your family, okay, your mother, your father, your brother, your siblings, okay, your cousins, okay, and also your friends. While commercial sources, these are from the companies itself, like an advertisement, okay, or the internet, like the official website, their official social media page, all right, that will be the commercial sources. Next is public sources, which are from the mass media, all right, from other consumers or organizations, whereby you can actually also look the public sources from the blogs or from the forum, okay, online forum. Typically they do discuss about certain products, right? So you'll be able to search for information from them. So they are your public sources. You don't even know them, okay, but somehow or other you might trust them more than the commercial sources itself, because of course advertising, everything will look beautiful, everything will look nice, okay, but only the honest what I call it information could be from personal and also from the public sources. All right, and another source of information is from your own experiential sources, which you experience it by handling it, examining it, or even you yourself have ever used it before. So you start to recall, oh, my experience previously using this kind of product is like this, like that. All right, if you like it, then you might want to buy again, and if you don't like it, then you don't want to buy the same product or same brand anymore. All right, so that is about information search. Next is the evaluation of alternatives. Now, you have gathered information, yeah, and from that information, perhaps you have a few choices or few options, all right? So this is when consumer processes information to arrive at brand choices, okay? You know what product you want to buy already, but then there are many brands available in the market, which you do not know which one that you wanted to buy. So evaluation will involve the development of a set of criteria, which these standards will help the consumer evaluate and compare the alternatives. So we come to the very important keyword here, which is an evoke set. Right? This evoke set is considered as is also known as the consideration set. Okay, this is the group of brands resulting from an information search that you have done in the second stage just now. Okay, which the buyer can actually choose. From this set, buyer will further evaluate the alternatives to make the choice. Example, choosing only 3 out of 10 brands of laptop before making the choice. Okay, wait for a minute. I will to show you. So let's say you wanted to buy a laptop because perhaps you recognize that your old laptop is no longer functioning well, okay, or it's just that you lost your laptop, right? So the need recognition is that, oh, for you to do ODL, so you really need a laptop. So that is the need recognition. Then you start to search for information, right? So as you search for information, you ask a lot of people. You ask your brother, your sister, your friends, okay, or even you go through the internet and see what are the available latest laptops, right? And then you come to the third stage, which is the alternative evaluation, right? So let's say when you want to buy a laptop, there are a lot of laptop brands in the market, isn't it? Okay, for example, when you want to buy a laptop, oops, pardon me, this is the first time I'm trying to use this particular drawing pad. Okay, so you want to buy a laptop. So there are Asus, okay. Other than that, you have HP, you also have Dell, and then what are the brands? Microsoft Surface, right? Microsoft Surface, okay. Or you also have MacBook, right? And then I think they're what they call this. Huawei also have a laptop, isn't it? Yeah, one of the best laptop anyway. Okay, so these are some of the brands that you know in the market. So you search for information and blah blah blah, and you also have set, okay, from this particular laptop, they must have certain criteria that you set. Like for example, what is the RAM, okay, or the memory, okay, the processor, okay, you want it to be is it Intel or is it using iOS, okay, and then you perhaps want to see the size of it, okay, how many inches, let's say 13 inches that you are looking for, okay. Processor, just now perhaps you're talking about you want Intel, okay. RAM or memory at least, let's say 5 gig, okay. So these are actually what they call the evoke set, all right, evoke set, whereby from this criteria that you set, okay, size, and then what else do you want? What is so other important things when you want to buy laptop? Okay, storage, for example, okay, storage, perhaps you want at least 1 terabyte, okay. Now, out of this particular what I call just now, the brands that are available in the market, then you start to filter. You start to filter by looking at Asus. Do they have this particular memory of 4 gig? Processor, Intel, do they have it? A size of 13 inches and storage of at least 1 terabyte. So if you, let's say Asus has it, then okay, you take it, right? When you check, HP also have the same criteria. Okay, and next one, of course, you cannot say MacBook because MacBook doesn't use Intel. You're not familiar with iOS, perhaps. Okay, and Huawei also perhaps. Oh yeah, one important criteria that you might want to consider when you set your evoke set is the, where's my this one? Okay, price. Okay, forgot about price. So price, perhaps you are looking at least, no, at least maximum is 3,000, okay, 3,000 ringgit. All right, so by looking at this particular criteria that you set, all right, then perhaps you cannot buy Microsoft Surface because it's too expensive. Huawei also too expensive. Now you are left with Dell, HP, and also Asus. Now these 3 brands are what you call your evoke set. Got it? Okay. So next, what you do, let me continue with the slides. Okay. You will set the cutoff, okay, the minimum or the maximum level, like I told you just now, of an attribute that determine whether a product will be considered as a viable choice or not. That means you will proceed of looking and choosing which one that actually meet your best criteria. And you might also adding new brand to your Evoke set, okay, when you further evaluate the existing brands in the set just now. Now, so after you have look at all these three, now you are left with three choices, right? Three choices now. Let me change the color to, let's say, green. Okay. So you further looking at, you'll be looking at, okay, does this particular HP, okay, perhaps have a white color, okay? You might want to add another criteria here, plus, okay? It has to be white color, because you prefer something that is white, all right? And then you might want to think of, let's say, does that particular laptop comes with at least, you're talking about 3 years warranty, okay? Warranty, this is A, okay. So if this HP doesn't have it, then you have to strike it. That means, oh, okay, it doesn't have white color. And then looking at Dell also don't have white color. So you are left with Asus. So this is actually what you decided to buy, right? So you move on after you have decided to the next stage, which is your purchase decision. Okay, so here is the act whereby consumer buy the most preferred brand, because you have chosen just now Asus, right? So the act of buying the product or services whereby consumer already made up their mind and ready to purchase it, which involve the exchange of money in order to have or get the product or the service just now. So you go to the shop, okay, you go to the shop and then you say, I want to buy this Asus laptop model this and this, where it actually have all those criteria that you wanted just now, okay? And now, as you mentioned that, okay, the purchase decision still can be affected by these two elements, which the first one is attitude of others and also some unexpected situational factors. So you have decided to buy Asus just now, right? But then as you go to that particular shop, you wanted to buy, okay? You wanted to buy, you're ready to buy, you bring your 3,000 ringgit to buy the Asus laptop. But then as you go there, the seller or the salesperson at that particular shop don't really want to entertain you or are not really helpful. Okay, these are the attitude of others, yeah? So when you ask that particular salesperson, that salesperson is like looking at you from top to toe and then don't want to actually entertain you, don't want to actually show you the laptop and everything. So you might feel that, oh, okay, I don't think I want to buy from this particular shop. So you might change your mind, right or not? So you might want to think, okay, I don't like this person, I want to buy it from somewhere else. So perhaps you go to another shop, right? So the purchase decision still in the process there. Then it could also be another situation whereby there are some unexpected situational factors. For example, yes, the salesperson can really show you that particular laptop, are very friendly and warm. But then when you say, okay, I want this particular laptop, but then the salesperson say, oh, okay, we have it, but it is still in the shipment process, whereby actually now at the shop, we are out of stock. So this is a situational factor that actually can make you change your mind. You feel that, okay, should I wait? Then you ask, how long will the shipment take? It will be about 1 month. Then you was thinking, if 1 month, then you'll be having difficulty doing your ODL class, isn't it? Because you really need the laptop immediately. You can't wait for other 1 month to use the laptop. So you might want to think of something else to substitute what you wanted to buy as what you have put in your Evoke set. Okay, so you might ask, okay, then what are the things that are available? Okay, you might settle for those that are actually less specification or less consideration of what you wanted to buy. Perhaps the one that is not so important is just like color, right? Not, or even the size doesn't really matter. They have it 11 inches, smaller one. For the girls, maybe okay, no problem. But the guys, for example, 11 inches are not enough for you to play your PUBG or whatever um, games on your laptop. Okay, so purchase decision may not take place. But, okay, let's say everything goes well. That means they have the stock, okay? The salesperson are very warm and friendly and able to show to you what are the what I call it, specification, what are the features of that particular laptop, and then you buy the laptop. Lastly, you have reached to the fifth step in the consumer decision making process, which is post-purchase decision. Now, post-purchase meaning after you purchase, yeah, there is the decision that you feel, okay, not you actually feel, you think, decision think, and satisfaction or dissatisfaction that you feel about the purchase of that particular product that you just did. Okay, so in this particular post-purchase decision, you'll be able to see the relationship between consumers' expectations and also products' perceived performance. All right, the larger the gap between the expectation and also the performance, the greater will be the dissatisfaction, because you have your expectation towards the product that you have bought. Like you spent 3,000 for that particular laptop. Yeah, so your expectation is according to what have you searched in your information search, right? You see and you look at the specification, the benefits, the winning points of you thinking that, okay, this is the best laptop for me. All right, then after you purchase and you start to use it, as you use it, okay, that is what they call the product's perceived performance. You feel, or as you try to use it, what is your feelings? How does this particular product perceive according to what you have in your mind, according to your expectation? Okay, so if you see that this product doesn't really give you that full satisfaction, I mean, when you buy it, you don't feel excited or you don't feel happy after you purchase the product. So that is when you have this, what they call an important keyword, a cognitive dissonance, which is a discomfort caused by a post-purchase conflict. Typically, when you buy it, you feel regret, or you feel that it doesn't work as what I expected. Okay, so that is cognitive dissonance, right? Now, how do you usually in the exam, yeah, they will ask you, how do you reduce this cognitive dissonance? All right, how do you reduce cognitive dissonance? So number one, you can actually reduce the cognitive dissonance by looking at positive side of the product. Okay, you tell yourself, okay, I did a great purchase. I purchase it because I know it will work like this. So you start to look at the reviews that are positive about the product and avoid the negative reviews. Okay, you don't start to look for other laptops. Yeah, when you already buy that particular laptop and you feel that you're not really happy with this laptop, then you go and search for other brands. No, you don't do that, because it will actually increase your cognitive dissonance. Okay, then you feel that regret buying the laptop. So another way of actually marketers can reduce the cognitive dissonance to the buyers, that giving you the thank you note, okay, or a thank you card, or what they call it, an appreciation card. Okay, so that customer, when they read that particular card, they feel that, oh, okay, I have made the right decision to purchase the product. Okay, for example, when I bought this particular drawing pad, yeah, that I used just now, this is the card that they give to me. Alamak, can you see? I hope you can see. Yeah, this one. Huyon says thank you for choosing Huyon. Alright, so when I read this, okay, then I will feel that, oh, okay, you see, they even mention a lot of things here, alright, by saying that our goal is for you to be 100% happy with the new Huion product. If you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we shall give you help in every way possible. Okay, so they even mentioned the customer service email, and then how to actually get the warranty. Okay, another way of reducing the cognitive dissonance is by providing the warranty to the customer, so that you feel that, okay, at least it has warranty, and if anything doesn't work well, at least I can actually claim the warranty. So this is another way of reducing the cognitive dissonance, right? Right, so I think that's all for this first part of the chapter. No, wait, hold on. There's one more part. Yes, this one. Types of consumer buying decision. Okay, so to recap, the consumer decision making process here. First, it starts with the need recognition, whereby you feel there is a need for you to buy things, or there is a need for you to actually purchase a service. Okay, second, start for information search. You want to find out about the product, especially those that you are not aware of. Okay, and then you start to evaluate the alternative, okay, by putting your evoke set and everything. Then you start to make the decision by going to the shop and buy the product, and you feel happy or dissatisfied, okay, about the product in your post-purchase behavior. Now, bear in mind that not every product, okay, that you want to buy, you will go through this process. Okay, you don't say that, okay, I want to buy instant noodle. Okay, you know instant noodle? Okay, you don't say, okay, there is a need for me to eat. Yes, that one perhaps, yes. Number one, of course, always there is a need recognition. Okay, you recognize that there is need for you to eat because you are hungry. Then you feel that, what do I need to eat? You start to find information. You don't go to the internet lah, you go to the fridge, right? Not? Or you go to the dining table and see what is on the table. Have your mother prepare anything or not? If no, then okay. What should I do now? You don't say that, okay, I want to eat instant noodle, so let me search first. What are the brand of instant noodle available in the market? No, you don't do that, right? Okay? So, things like instant noodle, okay, things that are you frequently purchase, okay, normally you will not go through this whole process, which requires a high involvement. Okay, high involvement because there are many time required that you need to actually digest the information. Okay, you want to evaluate, you need to think first, you need to dream more about it first, right? And then you come to the purchase decision and post-purchase behavior. But some other products that requires only what they call it, less involvement or low involvement. Okay, low involvement. So it starts from the need recognition. Okay, then you quickly see alternative. All right, you have Maggi or you have burger, or you want to go to the Grab apps, right? You see what are the available shops that sell food. Okay, of course, you set your criteria, which is number one, of course, price, right? Not less than 10 ringgit because you only have 10 ringgit in your account. So you find out which one that is less than 10 ringgit, then you make the decision to purchase. And then post-purchase behavior is not going to be so dramatic, okay? Because if it's nice, then yes, it's nice. If it doesn't really fulfill your taste, okay, it's not nice, then that's it. Next time you will not buy anymore, right? So this is what they call the consumer decision-making process. Not every product you will go through each one of these, which require high involvement, but some are just low involvement, whereby you see there is a need, then you purchase, and that's it. Sometimes you don't even bother about the post-purchase behavior. Okay. So the last part of this video is on the types of consumer buying decision. Okay. So there are 4 types of consumer buying decision. The first one is complex buying behavior. Second one is dissonance reducing. Third is habitual. Okay. And habitual is also known as routine response. Yeah? Routine response because it's routine. Habit, right? And variety seeking buying behavior. So let's look at these 4: complex, variety, dissonance reducing, and habitual buying behavior. So you can see in this particular quadrant, there is a high involvement and low involvement. Talking about if high involvement, meaning you will go through the whole 5 steps in the purchase buying decision. While low involvement, that means you just start with need recognition and then quickly jump to your evaluation, or sometimes you don't evaluate, you just simply buy and that's it. All right, that is low involvement. While another part here, you can see that there is a significant differences between brand and also a few differences between brands. That means from one brand to another brand, okay, the product or the services are really different. Okay, significant difference mean totally A and Z, for example. Okay, totally 1 and 10. So it's either 1 or 10. The gap is very huge. So that means there is a significant difference. While few differences between brand, meaning to say the product is similar between every brand. Okay, there's not much differences. It's just either uh, A or B. It's not even Z for significant differences, right? Or it's either 1 or 2. Okay, the gap is very small. Unlike the significant differences between brand, the gap is very high. So let me give you an example. For a complex buying behavior, it's like when you want to buy the laptop just now. Okay, perhaps you want to buy a laptop and you're looking at the different brand with different significant differences. Many or high significant differences. All right. For example, looking at MacBook, okay, MacBook, and also your HP computer or HP laptop. All right. It is high significant because you know that MacBook using the iOS, okay, while the processor, yeah, while perhaps the HP just now using the Intel processor, right? So the types of consumer buying decision here is complex. It's difficult, and normally you will go through all these 5 steps. Okay, next you have variety seeking buying behavior, which the significant between brands are a lot. Okay, meaning there are many significant differences. It's so different, totally different thing. Okay, but it is actually a low involvement products, or it's a low involvement efforts here. You don't really need to go through the whole process of your buying behavior. For example, if you want to buy chocolates, you know chocolates, let's say talking about Cadbury and also Kit Kat. Have you tried Cadbury? You know, if you close your eyes, you know this is actually not Kit Kat, for example. All right, but Kit Kat is Kit Kat. All right, so there is a significant difference between Kit Kat and also Cadbury, the different taste, different texture, for example. So that is what you call. But then, when you want to buy, you don't have to do information search. You know, you don't have to ask your friend, hey, my friend, should I buy Cadbury or Kit Kat? Then you ask your cousin, you call your uncle, what do you think? Should I buy Cadbury or Kit Kat? No, you will not do that. Right? Huh? Okay. So it is called the variety seeking behavior because it has low involvement. Okay. On the other hand, here you have the high involvement but few differences between brands. We call it the dissonance reducing buying behavior. Now, it is high involvement. That means you will go through the process from need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase decision. Okay, that is high involvement. But there is only a few differences between brands. Okay, few differences between brand. That means from brand A and brand B, there's not much different. For example, when you want to buy a running shoes, okay, running shoes, of course, running shoes is quite expensive. Okay, it has a high involvement because you need to think first. What are the what I call it, the style of running that you are having? Where do you want it to run to? Okay, is it for long distance or is it for short distance running? Okay, so the differences between brands is not much different. For example, Nike and also Adidas. All right, so yeah, it's either Nike. Nike is like that. For you to run, yeah, they do have some cushioning, okay, for speed booster lah, comfort, okay. Adidas also same. They also have that for speed booster, you know, for comfortability and also for long distance kind of running. So the differences between brands are a few, okay, but you also requires a lot of time. Okay, you might ask your sports science students, okay, your perhaps your uncle, your auntie, or your brother, okay, your best friend, asking them what type of shoes do they wear before you decide to buy your own running shoes. All right, so Nike and Adidas, okay, perhaps that is your dishonest reducing behavior. And lastly, the habitual buying behavior or the routine response buying behavior, whereby it has low involvement and also few differences between brands. This is so easy because typically these are the products or the services that you habitually buy or routinely buy, things that you always buy. Okay, for example, Pepsi and Coke. You want to buy drinks? So you feel like, okay, I want to drink, so I want to have Coke. Then you go to the shop, there's Coke there, then you buy. You don't have to think first, should I buy Coke or should I buy Pepsi or should I buy other cola drinks? All right. So that is habitual buying behavior. And then if let's say there's no Coke, and you will actually easily switch the brand to Pepsi. All right. And some of you can't even tell the difference between Coke and also Pepsi anyway. All right. So that is when it says that it has low involvement because you don't have to search for information, you know, you don't evaluate the alternative and so on when you want to buy Pepsi or Coke, right? Not. And of course, the differences between brands is really low, or they are actually similar taste or similar thing. All right. So that is about consumer buying, types of consumer buying decisions. Right? So with that, we finish the first part of this particular chapter. I'll see you all in the second video later on. Thank you guys. Bye.